Hey guys, thought it'd be cool to show the brand guidelines for a Fortune 500 company. In this case, it will be Northwestern Mutual, who is a freelance client of mine. They recently sent me their updated guidelines, so we get a chance to look at it together. Hopefully they won't mind me sharing this or sue me or anything, because I'm prepared to fight in court. I've got a whole $22 in my account. So let's open her up here. Northwestern Mutual Brand Guidelines. Looks like it's a 64 pager. So here's what we'll be going over. Brand voice, colors, logos, typography, graphic elements, photography, website, presentation template, email signatures, and print collateral. What is it? Quick reference guide including both brand voice and visual guidelines for all brand communications. Who is it for? Designers, copywriters, content creators, and agencies. Brand voice. It's not just what we say, it's how we say it. Our voice is the verbal and written expression of our brand, the foundation of how we communicate with our audiences. It's anchored in our values and guiding principles, so it always stays consistent with our brand's point of view. That's quite a message there. While our voice always remains consistent, our tone adjusts to fit the context, conversation, and audience throughout the brand journey. Context where people encounter their brand. That'll be online, through advertising, billing statements, email, events, local offices. The brand conversation we're having with people. Brand awareness, product service, lead generation, customer service, audience, current clients, prospective clients, financial advisors, corporate employees. Voice evolution. I don't want to read all that. If you want to pause it and read it, you're more than welcome to. Voice attributes. So this is saying what kind of their brand is and what they are not. Empowering, friendly, trustworthy, all this stuff. Unfussy, and they're not. Intimidating, judgmental, condescending, stodgy, complex. I know some people like that. Brand-owned platforms. Here are some examples of the type of language we use when communicating from our own brand properties like nm.com, digital advertising, and emails. So if you're going to be promoting them or working for them, this is the type of verbiage they want you to say. Plan for tomorrow, live for today. Sort of like a motivational speaker. Brand awareness. Social media post examples. That bucket list isn't going to cross itself off. We'll help you plan to do the things you live for. What they want to sound like through you. Lead generation. Here are some examples of the type of language we use when direct marketing. So when they send out a direct marketing email or social media post, this is kind of how Northwestern Mutual wants to sound. Current clients. Here's the language they want to send to their current clients through email. Prospective clients. The language they want to use to clients that they want to come and join. Invest. You probably get a lot of that. Spend. A lot of future, a lot of money, verbiage. Now we're getting into some graphics. Call to actions. We don't use robotic sounding call to actions like submit. Rather human sounding ones like get started. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. Let's talk, get started, talk to an advisor, find out more, see how we plan. Which is better than what we're used to. Click here, a demand, submit human. Colors. It's getting fun now. These are the specifications for the Northwestern Mutual color palette. There are 3 primary colors here. The blue, which they have all the codes and the Pantones, coded and uncoded, and the black and the white here, and then their secondary, which they have coded as well, or the Pantones. And I noticed when I used to do work for them a few years ago, I believe the gold was, it's like a gold and a darker blue were their primary colors. So they've kind of brightened their brand. Tertiary, is that how you say that? Secondary color usage. Secondary colors are used in moderation to support the primary Northwestern Mutual blue. They are not intended for large blocks of color or for type. So don't use any of the secondary colors for type. See this accent, the graphics here? Don't used for text or numbers. Down here, don't use for these blocks behind copy. Tertiary. I'm pretty sure it's tertiary. Oh, so they want these to be used in infographics. They are very vivid, so that's probably a good thing. Logos. Primary logo. The Northwestern Mutual logo will always appear in one color. Primary logo color will now be a lighter blue than the previous blue. The logo also appears in white or black. Column capital, an OK mark. It's got some history though, so. And the word mark, minimum print, 1.45 inches that they'd want to be printed on a business card. Minimum digital width they'd want is 160. Blue on white is the preferred way. White on blue, gray on white. 80% black can be used, or black on white. Secondary logo. The stacked version of the logo is available for use when limited by overall dimensions or space within a layout. So if you don't quite have the space, they'll also allow you to use the stacked logo, but the horizontal logo is preferred. I kind of like it either way. Derivative brands shows, if there is a derivative brand, how it's going to place under this Northwestern Mutual. It's like the same copy and the same color. Co-branded. Okay, for co-branded, they want the Northwestern Mutual with a 1 pixel hairline here, and then the brand. Yeah, I was going to say, I know they do a lot of work with the NCAA. The space from the long edge of the Northwestern Mutual eye and the hairline should be equal to the space between the hairline. Co-branded logo lockups. Stacked. So when it's stacked, they want the hairline horizontal here. DBA. Doing business as, if you've got your own branch, but you're doing business as Northwestern Mutual. This is how your logo will have to appear in all advertising. Incorrect logo usage. Okay, so this is their old one. Don't use their old one. Don't take off the column. Don't rotate it. Don't drop shadow. Don't squish and squash. Don't violate the clear space. So pretty much everything that a non-designer would do to it. Don't do that. This is telling us how much clear space to give. Looks like half the width of the column. So this column here is the amount of space they want kept around the logo. Column capital. Oh, so the column can be used on its own in certain cases, like social media or app icon, typography, Guardian signs. This is a pretty nice font. They sent this to me, so I got to download it. I think if you do buy it, it's, from what I remember back then, it was kind of pricey. So, primary font usage, headline, body is light, call to action is medium in all caps, typeface adjustments. So yeah, when you get that connected F and the I together, they don't want that, so you will have to fix the kerning there. Spend your life living. So for a specific brand campaign, they want you to use this accidens grotesque, medium condensed. It's not that grotesque. I kind of like it. So advertising, TV, but not with any of their business collateral. Examples of using that font. You may have seen some of these ads. Secondary font Scalibre, typeface used for PowerPoint. So if you're going to do a Northwestern Mutual PowerPoint, they want you to use this. Just because, if you don't know, not everybody's computer has the same fonts. So if you built a PowerPoint using Guardian Sans, and then you send it off to your client, and they go to pull up the PowerPoint, it's going to look all jacked because they don't have that font installed. So they're saying use Calibri because everybody has that. Arial is a secondary typeface used when Guardian Sans is not available. So if you're using emails, stationery, etc., you're allowed to use Arial because they know not everyone is fancy. Graphic elements, iconography. Oh, so they're giving all the designers a library here of icons to use. So if you're designing flyer brochure or something for a Northwestern Mutual agent, you're allowed to pull these icons and use them. these 4 color. Oh, they're just going to give us different color combinations. That's nice. White on blue, white, yellow on blue. Illustrations. Illustrations paint a mini scene to help bring the message to life. So what? Protecting your family. Looks kind of like Morton Salt, right? Here we have some people vacation in the mountains. Some people want to retire on the beach. Focus ring. Focus ring device is used to bring visual interest to various callouts. Use sparingly. Use as an accent. Use a full or partial circle. So it's just kind of a little graphic element they want to instill here. Don't make the ring too thick. Yeah, that doesn't look so great. Never let it overlap or overpower the text. Place behind a photo looks like. Favicon. This is what they want you to use up in your browser. It's, I don't know. It's alright, I guess. Photography. Photography is especially important to the Northwestern Mutual as a brand. Website, social channels, we use it in all digital. Yeah. Authentic. Aspirational, beautiful, candid, dynamic, optimistic, warm, natural lighting, diverse, energetic. So they're talking about the photos that they want to represent Northwestern Mutual. Our style should look natural and candid. The lighting should appear natural. These are some pretty nice photos. Chilling on a beach, these kids, families chilling in a nice house. See, everybody's got to have nice things too, because it's Northwestern Mutual, right? You don't want poor people having fun, because that won't be a good look. So, diverse except income. People overview. People can appear alone or in groups, represent various ages and ethnicities. So here you go. Grab your kids and run on the beach. Campaign imagery. Imagery, energetic, fun, aspirational. That it is. Photography don'ts. So these are things they don't want. Excessive smiling. In stock images, people smile so hard their faces almost seem to be in pain. Ouch. Fake or shadowless lighting. I guess that is kind of weird. It's like, I don't know. There's something weird about that lighting. Synthetic colors. Yeah, not so much. Unbelievable wardrobe. What? Clothes that real people would never wear. I don't think those clothes are that bad. Looks like maybe it's Easter. Is that what they're saying? No pastels. Unbelievable wardrobe or unbelievably good wardrobe. What do they mean there? Overwhelming light source. Yeah, that's just, I don't even know how you'd use that photo. No point of interest. Or this photo from like 2006. So don't use bad photos. Or smiley. Or people in pastels. Photography done. Man buns. Man buns. Don't use man buns or excessive hipsterness. Oh gosh. Occasionally we can interspin some hipsterness into our communications, but it should be carefully doled out. Long 19th century beards and tattoo sleeves can appear, but not everywhere. Okay, so take it easy on the beards and tats. Models. People can be attractive, but not too attractive. Man, that's a hard line, right? Who gets to judge that? Because, I mean, yeah, these girls are pretty, but it's like, who judges if they're too pretty? You know? Maybe the one on the left is a bit smiley. Fairy wings. No fairy wings. No kids with capes. Man, no kids out having fun. Yeah, I guess kids with capes is kind of like St. Judish, maybe. I don't know. Costumes. No kids with costumes. No blurry dogs. No somber. Doesn't look that somber. It's not a great photo though. So there you go. What not to do. Financial advisor imagery. So if you're going to see a local advisor, these are the kind of photos they want. Headshots. So good natural lighting headshots here. That one looks kind of fuzzy, but this is their website. nm.com homepage has been updated to reflect the most recent branding guidelines. Presentation template. So if you're putting together a PowerPoint presentation, example slides of how it should look, which I've done one for them, and it was not fun, but it was under the old guidelines too, so I do much prefer these new ones. Email signatures. So if you are an agent, this is going to tell you how your signature should appear. Print collateral. So here's some kind of form. Very clean. It's just telling you how to lay your form out. It looks like they have a logo, the first page, top left, and then I don't know if it's every page or just the last page where they'll do the logo again. I'm assuming the last. Brochure, how to do a brochure here. 2-column, using their photos again. How to do a horizontal brochure. Kick it up to 3-column. Brand overview. So here's the brand overview of how this financial company, powerhouse, wants to appear to the public. It's not the most beautiful brand I've ever seen, but I think when you're dealing with people with lots of money, it probably gets the point across, and it's pretty clean, so why not? Thank you. And thank you. There you have it. As you can see, nothing too fancy or intimidating. A lot of thought and work went into this, of course. But if you're a designer who's getting ready to work on a brand guidelines project, hopefully this helped, gave you some direction and eased your mind a bit, and let you know not to use guys with beards and tattoo sleeves. And just to give you an idea, I think this was updated 4 years. I'm just going to run through the slides of the previous one they gave me and just let it play, because I don't want to talk anymore. So, all right, I'm out.